Hey everybody, happy Thursday. And when it's Thursday, for those of you who don't know, where am I at? I'm on Twitter. So if you asked your question using the hashtag Kati FAQ, I have 3 of them. And I also have a journal topic, and I didn't write down who that came from. I apologize. But thank you all for that. And the people are still working upstairs, and they're driving me crazy. But I tried to wait. Still, the banging. What? So if you hear it, that's what's going on. Apparently, people upstairs are getting a whole new apartment, those lucky sons of bitches. Okay, first question. Hey, Kati, I work at a clinic/hospital setting, and I'm surrounded by doctors and medical staff. My eating disorder is really starting to get the best of me to the point where a hospitalization might be necessary. Do you think it'd be okay to tell my manager about what's going on? We have a good relationship, and she's been a family friend even before she became my boss. I know ultimately it's up to me. I just needed some input. Thank you. I thought this was a good question to answer because I've heard from lots of you many questions about who do I tell, who do I have to tell, what should I do if I want to go into recovery to a treatment center, if I need to take time off, I need to go on disability while I do it. There are a bunch of things that can go on when we're really trying to get help for our eating disorder, for our self-harm, for anxiety, depression, when we're really taking, a serious look at it and getting into some kind of residential program. And there are a couple things to consider. Number 1, the only person that you have to tell anything to is HR, the human resources within your company. They are the only ones that need to know, and there's certain paperwork you fill out. You only have to tell them what their paperwork requires, which I'm sure each state is probably different as to what exactly they require, but I just fill out just what they ask for, and that's it. And if you don't want to tell other people, you don't have to. It's your own privacy. It's your own situation. Those are the only people that need to know. And so they'll follow their paperwork. They'll let you get into treatment or go on disability or whatever has to happen, short-term disability. So that's the only thing you have to do. Now, if you'd like to tell your boss, you can. And if this person, for this situation, it sounds like she's a family friend. So it sounds like it might be something that you'd feel comfortable and want to talk to her about anyways. However, I always caution my clients on doing this because it's something that you want to consider in the future. If you want to come back to this job, you don't want them treating you differently. You don't want them maybe knowing that information later on. It might make it hard for you. You never know, right? Because some people don't respond well. Some people have biases. Some people start treating us different or not giving us certain tasks or whatever based on that. And if you're not worried that that's going to happen and you still want to tell this person, then I think that's fine. But if you really are worried about that and how it could really affect you later on in your career, then I might hold off. Okay? Hope that makes sense and helps. Question number 2. Hey, Kati, I only have had a few sessions, but emailing her helps me. This is talking about a new therapist. She told me that I could, and she wants me to. Oh, okay, sorry, this is out of order. I forgot that it did this. So here's my question. They sent out of order, so I have them out of order. My therapist keeps moving up my sessions. I email her because I'm having panic attacks, and then she moves it. I've only had a few sessions, but emailing her does help me. She told me that I could and that she wants me to. Is it bad to have sessions move? Now, I thought this was a good question because this can happen, and I've never thought about talking about it and what we know research-wise about having set schedules with sessions. Now, it shows that when we have a set time and a date, that each week we go into therapy on Tuesdays at 3 or whatever it is, it actually is best for us because, oddly, psychologically, before we're going into therapy, we wake up on Tuesday and we're like, oh, today's therapy day. Oh, yeah, I need to prepare. What do I want to... And we get prepped for it and we're ready for it. And by the time it actually happens, we know what we kind of want to say and we get in this rhythm where that's the day we talk about stuff. And then we go about our week and all week we're like, oh, I'll bring that up on Tuesday. Okay, make sure. And then Tuesday we get prepped. So you can see how... like subconsciously, we recognize a set schedule and it helps us to make sure we're prepared. We know what we want to talk about. We are mentally ready to start talking about stuff. It just shows that therapy tends to be more successful when there's a set day and time. Does that mean that it always has to be and that it's bad to get things moved up? No. Do I move sessions around? Yes. And the reason being would be if, it sounds like this may be the case, is that if a patient is in crisis, I may do a phone session on a Saturday because I, feel like they need to talk to me. I feel like I need to talk to them and they need to talk to me. We need to touch base, need to make sure everything's okay. And that would be a reason that I'd move things around. So is it bad? No. If you're in crisis, utilize your therapist. That's what they're there for. So if you really need the support, don't shy away from it for fear that it will cause other problems later. But once the crises do die down and things are more steady, then I would try to get into a regular schedule. Okay? I hope that makes sense. And that's just one of those things I thought that'd be cool to talk about. Okay, question number 3. Hey, Katie, I wasn't comfortable tweeting you my questions, so I hope that DMs are okay. They definitely are. I'm almost done. Why am I so attached to female teachers? I'm in 11th grade, and ever since 9th grade, I've found myself becoming very close to one teacher each year. I will often go to them for advice, yearn for attention, and this has been driving me crazy for months because I just feel like I'm bothering them, although they're nothing but nice to me. Thanks. Love your videos. Well, thank you. So I thought this was really interesting. I get a lot of questions about this, about attachment, about really feeling like you really need attention either from male or female or someone that's just an adult, and then just yearning for more of their attention, then the guilt and the shame that kind of tends to come along with it, feeling like you're bothering them, like you're going to push them away. And I don't know everyone's exact situation, and this isn't true for everyone, but this is true for a lot of my borderline personality disorder patients, because attachment, as I've talked about in my video, if you're curious what I'm talking about, you can search for that on YouTube using my name, Katie Morton, borderline personality disorder, and pull it up. I talk about the criteria of it, and attachment is a big portion of that. Now, that being said, so it could be that reason, I'm not sure. It also could be that you may have not received attention from your mother or whoever your caregiver was, a female. You didn't have that. And so something that's really unique and interesting about humans is that what we don't get, but we strive for, like we thrive for it as children, like whether it's attention, it's love, it's care, it's whatever, we search it out relentlessly. Wherever we are, we try to find it. We try to get our needs met. And that's what makes us so adaptable and so wonderful, is we fight and work to get our needs met however we can. And I have many clients who've talked about it being teachers, it being leaders in church, it being a friend's mother that they act like is their own mother. And there's this old, horrifically like not safe for animals. I'm sure they wouldn't let you do it now, but it was a study they did back in the day, and it's called like the wire monkey. It was monkeys. It was like a wire mother, and they call it the good enough mother. And sadly, if we don't get our needs met when we're young, in our first years when we form attachments, secure attachments or insecure attachments to our caregiver, if we don't form a secure attachment, we seek out a good enough mother, a good enough attachment person all the time throughout our life. And is that necessarily a bad thing? Not really. But then one thing that I would caution you against is just being careful about who that is. Make sure the person is kind. They are caring. They are someone we can look up to. They are a true adult, a true caring person. That would be my biggest concern. So just make sure that they're good people and that you're getting your needs met. And it may be a good idea for you to seek out seeing a school counselor, so you can have like consistent sessions with someone and you can build that relationship that way. Okay? And if any of you have helpful hints or things that have worked for you, if you've gone through something like this, let us know below, okay? Now, the journal topic is really cool. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Laura Lejeune, made a video, and it's called, I think it's called Thank You Body is her video. And I have the link. I'm going to put it below in the description. But that was the journal topic idea said, thanking your body parts for what they do for you, and think of that when you want to criticize your appearance, your body. Your body's functional. It's not an ornament. And the person that sent this to me said they're finding this really, really helpful. And I thought that was such a cool idea. And if you watch Laura Lejeune's video, which you can click the link, it's really cool. She goes through her eyes, her mouth, her teeth, her hair, and all the reasons that she's really thankful to have those things and what purpose they serve and how they function for her. And it can really, honestly, help us give our body a little love versus all the criticizing that we do to it all the time. Am I right? Okay, so have a wonderful evening. I will see y'all tomorrow, because guess what day it is? It's Finally Friday. And so I'll be on Facebook, so ask your questions there using the hashtag KatieFAQ. Bye!